So here is SPY. This finishes at $375 today. That is down 3.8%. What's up, YouTube? My name is Ty, financial advisor. Welcome to my channel. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is BTC, Bitcoin. This is currently trading at $23,400. That is down 19.12% today.
And it's gone.
So today was definitely one of the worst days for crypto in 2022. Everything was a bloodbath, crypto and stock market. But yeah, Jim Cramer is calling this the Black Monday of crypto. And for everyone who doesn't know, Black Monday was a day in the 1980s where SPY and the Dow Jones went down about 20%. And yeah, Bitcoin went down about 20% over the weekend. So really no news to justify this price action today. Everyone very fearful right now. Everyone pulling their money. The overall market's very bearish. But alright, let's go ahead. Let's jump right in and analyze here. So I did predict in the previous shows that this may come back down to 24,000 because there was a gap up created there. I hoped that it wouldn't happen, but here we are today. Gap up at 24,000 filled, which is actually bullish now. We do have a double gap down as well. First gap down is back at 35,300, so that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that this coin should come back up to 35,300 eventually to fill that gap. And today we have another gap down created at around 28,900. So another bullish indicator that is telling us that this coin should come back up to 28,900 to fill that gap. So a double gap down, bullish indicators. We also have a cup and handle in the making. It looked like the bottom was 28,100. There was some very strong support there. Couldn't quite break it, but today the coin blew past that support and many more. So not quite sure where the new bottom of the cup is, but there are multiple possible tops. It can be 34,800. 39,900, 43,500, or 48,500. And longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle, where the top can be 52,000, 59,500, 61,400, 64,500, 66,600, or even the high of 69,400. But those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that this coin should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 23,300, which it finished around today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 23,900, 26,500, 28,100, 28,900, 29,700, 30,200, 30,900, 31,500, 32,200, 32,800, 33,600, 34,100, 34,800, and then 35,300. There is resistance above 35,300, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 21,400, 19,900, 19,200, 18,300, 17,600, 16,800, 15,700, and then 14,100. There is support below 14,100, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at the current price, 23,300. The channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 28,100, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 28,100 to the upside, and to the downside if/when this breaks 19,900, the channel starts to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 19,900. RSI is currently at 28, so this is officially oversold and undervalued. And for the futures here, they had 19K in volume, which is above the average of 7,500. So the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So obviously, long-term, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. But today was really rough, and really, all of 2022 has been really rough for Bitcoin and the overall markets in general. So a lot of technical analysts have predicted that Bitcoin may come back to the 25K range all the way down to possibly 14K. So we did break 25K today, and I sure hope it doesn't go down to 14K. But again, there are very wide channels to the downside here, so this can easily break 20K and possibly go lower than that. So I sure hope that doesn't happen, but it is possible, guys. And during the last cycle of Bitcoin, Bitcoin topped out at 20K and pulled back to around 4K. So that was a 75% pullback. So in this cycle, it topped out at around 70K. So if it pulls back 75% like the last cycle, this can come back down to around 17K. But according to the TA here, the chart does look pretty bullish. Again, we have bullish indicators in the cup and handle, double gap down, and low RSI. No bearish or neutral indicators. So I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin, especially in the long term, but there may be a good amount of short-term pain still to come. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice. I know it's pretty scary, but the current price of 23,300 is a very good entry. Again, all bullish indicators in the short and long terms. According to the RSI, this is oversold and undervalued. So there may be some more selling pressure in the short term, but you really can't go too wrong at this current entry. So I can support going long at 23,300, the current price, and if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. As a wise man once said, buy the effing dip. He didn't literally say that, but he said, be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. So everyone is fearful right now. Now is a good time to buy the dip. So from the current price of 23,300 up to the first gap at 20,100, that would be about a 20% upside. And from the current price of 23,300 up to the second gap up at 35,300, that would be about a 35% upside. So a good amount of upside potential here, and definitely will pay off in the long term. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. This definitely can go a lot lower, but I think you missed a lot of downside already from the top at 70K. You should have went short anywhere from 70K down to 30K. Here in the low 20,000s. You still can make money on the short side, but I think it's a bit too late here. So I think this may come back down to 19,900. There's some very critical support there. Gonna have a hard time breaking that. And from the current price of 23,300, that would be about a 15% downside. So in the short term, I would say there's a 15% downside and about a 35% upside potential. So I would say going short here would be a high risk, medium reward play. Not really worth it in my opinion. Think you missed your chance, and there are definitely way better short plays out there in the market. Bitcoin's not one of them right now. So if you want to short Bitcoin, please do that at your own risk. So pretty straightforward, guys. Disgusting day, disgusting year for crypto and the overall markets. But Bitcoin and crypto will have its day again. The chart does look pretty bullish in the short and long terms. So I can't support going long at the current price, although there is still more downside potential. But you can't really go too wrong entering here at the current price, 23,300. And if it pulls back, then you can just average down at these supports that I mentioned before. And if you want to go short, there is about a 15% downside potential. So you can make money, but just way too many bullish indicators for my liking. Too risky, in my opinion. So I would not do that. I would not recommend that. But if you want to go short, please do that at your own risk. So sorry to everyone who lost money in this coin today, but could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in this coin and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BTC Bitcoin. So here is SPY. This finishes at $375 today. That is down 3.8%. So the bloodbath continues. We had a solid 2 weeks of positive momentum, and just like that, in 3 days, all the gains are gone and more. So this is a new low for the year, and unfortunately, there can be more downside to go. Really no specific news to justify this price action today, just fears about a recession coming, everyone pulling their money. So let's jump right in, let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, this appears to be a cup and handle in the making. It looked like the bottom was around 387. Had some very strong support there. Retested that a couple of times, couldn't quite break it. But today, this blew past the critical support of 387 and more below that. So not quite sure where the new bottom is, but there are multiple possible tops. It can be 430, 451, 457, or 462. And in the longer term, this is part of an even bigger cup and handle, where the top can be 473 or even the high of 480. So those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to one of those tops to complete the cup. We also have a double gap down. First gap down back at 401. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 401 to fill that gap. And second gap down was created today at 389. So another bullish indicator that is telling us that the stock should come back up to 389 to fill this gap. And those should fill in the short term. In the previous shows, I did mention that this was a descending channel. And it did break out of the upper channel, which was bullish. And now it's breaking out to the downside again. So if this re-enters the descending channel at 370, this would become bearish again. So the descending channel is still currently bullish, but it is very close to becoming bearish again. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 376 and 371. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 376, 381, 384, 386, 387, 389, 392, 394, 397, 399, and then 401. There is resistance above 401, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 371, 364, 359, 353, and then 348. There is support below 348, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at the current price, 375, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 384 to the upside, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 384 to the upside. RSI is currently at 32, so not quite oversold and undervalued, but quickly approaching that, so this could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And this did 165 million in volume today, way above the average of 85 million, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. So yeah, disgusting day, yearly low, keeps getting worse, but honestly, the chart is looking pretty bullish in the short and long terms. Again, we have all bullish indicators at the moment: cup and handle, double gap down, descending channel, low RSI, really no bearish indicators and no neutral indicators. So there may be more selling pressure to go in the short term, but SPY will recover again. So everyone is saying that a recession is imminent, recession is coming, but honestly guys, we're kind of already in a recession, statistically at least. The average pullback in a recession is about 25% from the high. So our high was 480 SPY. So a 25% pullback would mean we would be at 360. So we already pulled back 20%, not quite 25%, but looks like we might be heading there pretty soon. So personally, I think we're already in a recession, but I honestly think we're near the bottom. I have hopes that we're near the bottom at least. So not sure how low this is going to go, but according to the average recession, this may pull back down to 360. And from the current price of 375, that's only about a 4% downside more. The worst recession ever was about 50%. And that would mean, in this case, SPY would have to go back down to 240, which I think is very unlikely. So yeah, it's been rough. But honestly, I do believe that we're almost at the bottom. We should be at least. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, it looks like a pretty good play to me. Maybe not yet, because there does appear to be more downside to go. But again, all bullish indicators, not quite an excellent entry, but above average entry. SPY will recover once we're out of this bear market. From the current price of 375 up to the gap at 389, that would be about a 5% upside. And from the current price of 375 up to the second gap at 401, that would be about a 6.5% upside potential. So definitely more upside potential than downside potential here in the short term. So I like going long at the current price, 375. And if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. And again, I really don't think it's going to go lower than 360. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Again, all bullish indicators here, really no bearish or neutral indicators. According to the average recession, this really shouldn't go lower than 360. Not too much downside potential. So I think you missed a chance going short here on SPY. Should have went short a long time ago, since the new year started. Anywhere from like 480 to 400. And here at 375, I think it's a bit too late to go short. I think you missed your chance. So while you can still make some money to the downside here, not too much more downside potential, don't really think it's worth it. So if you want to go short at 375, please do that at your own risk, although I don't think that's a great idea. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Nasty day, nasty year. Looks like we're in the middle of a recession. Maybe more downside to go, but this is SPY. It's going to recover eventually. Looks like a pretty good time to buy the dip to me. Not so much more downside to go in my opinion. So what's worth going long at 375 and lower, and if it pulls back, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before, and I don't really see a reason to go short here. Has pulled back pretty significantly from the high. Really shouldn't go too much lower in my opinion. Really shouldn't go below 360. So I don't think going short's a great idea, but if you want to, please do that at your own risk. So sorry to everyone who lost money in stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SPY. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.